multiplication of matrices is a little on the difficult side. So we're going to start by talking about defined and undefined. You noticed on your quiz you actually had that that word, and most of you wondering what it was. So just to go over this really quick, Khan Academy, you will have 2 assignments tonight. One will be defined and undefined, basically yes or no questions, and then you will also have one that is over multiplication of matrices. So defined and undefined. So let's say we have 2 matrices, A plus B, and on these matrices we have A equals 2, 5, okay, and B equals 3, 0. And I want to know if, oops, that should be a matrix there. I want to know if A plus B is defined. Can we add A and B together? So I'm not asking you to actually do the work, I'm asking you, can you do it? Now, we know that we can only add matrices together if they are the exact same dimensions. A is a 2 by 1, B is a 2 by 1, so the answer is yes, it is defined. All right, so let's look at another one. C minus D, D equals 2, 6, okay, that is a 2 by 1, and C equals 3, 1, 5, 6. That is a 2 by 2, so no, it is not defined because they are not the exact same dimensions. Right? That's fairly easy. Now let's talk about multiplication of matrices. So let's write down, I'm going to write down some dimensions. 2 by 3, a 2 by 3 matrix times a 3 by 4 matrix. All right. So I can only define a matrix if these 2 numbers, the ones in the middle, okay, all right, this is not commutative at all right, the ones in the middle are exactly the same. So since 3 and 3 are the same, yes, it is defined, okay? So I know this is a little new, but it doesn't matter. The outside numbers don't matter as far as is it defined or not. We'll talk about how we use those when we actually multiply matrices together. But if it is, it's only defined if the numbers in the middle are the same. So let's look at a couple. We'll start with G times H. So I have G equals 3, 3, 2, 5, 6, 1, and H equals 6, 2, negative 1, 5, negative 2, and 3. Now you'll notice here that G is a 3 by 2 matrix, and H is a 3 by 2 matrix. So let's look at these. Are these 2 numbers exactly the same? They are not. Okay, 2 and 3 are different, so no, it is not defined. So, okay. So let's look at one more, and then we'll talk about actually multiplying them. So let's say I want to go C times D. C equals negative 1, 4. Okay, sorry, that's not a negative 1, 4. And D equals 3, negative 2, 5, 6, 2, and 4. So here I have a 1 by 2 and a 2 by 3. So let's look at this. Is it defined? Can we do it? Are these 2 numbers exactly the same? Yes. So yes, it is defined. All right, so the first part of your homework on Khan, that's all you're going to do is a yes or no. Is it defined? Okay. Remember, addition and subtraction, they have to be exactly the same. For multiplication, they do not have to be exactly the same, but the numbers in the middle have to match. They have to be the same. So let's shift into actually multiplying matrices together. All right, what's really interesting about this is that our middle numbers, okay, our middle numbers tell us can we do it or not. Our outside numbers are going to tell us the new matrix that we create, what its dimensions will be. So we will have, if we were to multiply C and D together, we would have a matrix that would be 1 row and 3 columns. So there would be space 1, 2, 3. So you would have a 1 by 3 matrix if we were to multiply this together. Now, we're not going to right now because I want to go to somewhat not necessarily an easier example, but one that's a little more clear on what's going on when we multiply. So, all right, so let's do an example. I'm going to do some color coding a little bit here to help you see this. So, all right, so we're going to start with two matrices. All right, always, let's say I'm going to start this with black. So, start with 2, 0, 1, negative 1, 1, 3, and I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, 1. I'm going to multiply these together. Now, the first thing we do is check. This is a 3 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay? Before we do this, I just had a thought. Did I mess up down here? It's really big. Nope. Okay. So, I want to make sure that I didn't mess up on the lesson where I was talking about it. So, anyway, so we notice here that these two numbers are the same. So we're going to have a new matrix. Now, I'm going to give us a lot of space so that we can see what this looks like. I don't want to use that. So we're going to have a 3 by 2 matrix, which means we're going to have 3 rows and 2 columns. So I'm going to do some coloring here. I'm going to color this column red, this column green. Oh, I don't think I have enough colors. This isn't going to be good. Nope. I'm not going to do the color thing. Go ahead and circle them anyway, just so I can identify them, but we're not going to be able to do it without only 3 colors. So, okay. So here's how this works, is that the answer for the first one is going to be row 1, column 1. All right, now you'll notice here we have, in row 1 we have 2 numbers. Okay, in row number we have 2 numbers, and in column 1 we have 2 numbers. All right, that's not a coincidence. Okay, that's why we have to have the same number in the middle. All right, then our second number is going to be row 2, column 2. Any guesses? Or no, so row 2, column 1. Still. Any guesses on the third one? I know you can't answer me because you're out there. Okay, we're going to have row 3, column 1. All right. Now, the next one that we're going to do, so remember our new matrix is going to be 3 by 2. 3 rows, 2 columns. So this one's going to be row 1, column 2. This one's going to be row 2, column 2. And the last one's going to be row 3, column 2. All right, so far, we've just identified what's going to go where. Now, how this works is we're going to multiply numbers that are in the same position and add them together. Now, I know this sounds kind of weird, so let's look at this first one, okay? So we have row 1 and column 1. So we're going to multiply 2 and 3 together, and negative 1 and 2 together. So we're going to have, I'm going to write it right underneath here. Okay, we're going to have 2 times 3, and then we're going to do plus negative 1 times 2. And that's going to give me a single number to put in there. And let's go ahead and write out the rest of them now too. Row 2, 0 times 3 plus 1 times 2. Okay. Then row 3, 1 times 3 plus 3 times 2. Okay, then the next one, okay, we're going to go 2 times 1 plus negative 1 times 1. Okay, 0 times 1 plus 1 times 1. And then 1 times 1 plus 3 times 1. All right, so let me talk through this Again, I'm going to do some pointing, hopefully. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to just use a marker. Okay, so row 1, column 1. Okay, the first piece, first one times the first one, second one times the second one. Okay, and they will always match. Okay, there will never be extra pieces laying around. All right, so 2 times 3 plus negative 1 times 2, that is 4. Okay, then I'm going to go 0 times 3, 1 times 2. Okay, 0 times 3, 1 times 2, that is going to be 2. Then I'm going to go 1 times 3 plus 3 times 2. Okay, that's where all my pieces are coming from. And that's going to give me 9. All right, oops, I'll put this in the same place, 9. Then I'm going to start with my next column. So I'm going to go row column again. 2 times 1 plus negative 1, negative 1 times 1. And then I'm going to go, so that's 2 times 1 plus negative 1 times 1. That is going to give me 1. Then 0 times 1 plus 1 times 1. That is going to give me also 1. Okay, then we're going to go 1 times 1 plus 3 times 1. Again, I'm just repeating what's down here. And that's going to give us 4. So my answer to this matrix is 4, 2, 9, 1, 1, 4. Notice it is a 3 by 2. Okay, so I know that was kind of long. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Let's do another example. Just to make sure we're good. All right. So next one is 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 1, 0, 3, 4. Okay, we'll multiply them together. Now let's first of all double check that we can. All right, keep in mind this is a 1 by 3. And this is a 3 by 2. So my answer is actually going to be very interesting. This is 3 by 3. It's going to be a 1 by 2. So I'm only going to have 1 row and 2 columns. So let's start. Let's see if we can do. So obviously it's always row by column. So row by column, then row by column. So I'm going to go 1 times 1 plus 3 times 2 plus 5 times 1. So again, pointing 1 and 1, 3 and 2, 5 and 1. All right. Then for my second one, I'm going to use the same row, 1 times 0 plus 3 times 3 plus 5 times 4. So my answers, if I were to add these up, are 1 plus 6 plus 5 is going to give me 12. 0 plus 9 plus 20 is going to give me 29. All right, so I hope that wasn't too bad. Make sure you do the defined and undefined first on your homework, and then the multiplying matrices together. There will not be a homework quiz tomorrow because we just had a big quiz, so so be prepared to come with questions. So we'll do hopefully some activities tomorrow to reinforce some of this, and I will see you tomorrow.